Hello, my name is Spencer Riley, and this is my audition video for 360's Non-Equity National Tour of J.N. Barrie's Peter Pan. I will be reading the Captain Hook audition side, and for the children's story, I will be reading The Elves and the Shoemaker by the Brothers Grimm.
How still the night is, nothing sounds alive. Now is the hour when children are in their homes abed, their lips bright brown with mummy's goodnight chocolate, their tongues drowsily searching for belated crumbs housed insecurely on their shining cheeks. Compare with them, the children on this boat about to walk the plank. Split my infinitives, but 'tis my hour of triumph. I should be joyous, yet a premonition of impending doom embraces me like a closed umbrella, and some disky spirit compels me to make my dying speech, lest when dying there may be no chance for it. All mortals envy me, yet better perhaps for a hook to have had less ambition. Ah, good form, that is the only thing that matters. Fame, oh fame, thou glittering bauble, what if the very... I am the man who all men feared, even Captain Flint feared. But is it good form to be so feared by any man? Yea, even more disquieting. Is it not good form to even think about good form? That is where the canker gnaws. No little children love me. I am told they play at Peter Pan, and the strongest always chooses to be Peter. They would rather be Tootles than Hook. Force the baby to be Hook. The baby! 'Tis said they finds me lovable, but an hour agone I saw him letting the youngest of them try on his spectacles. Pathetic's me, nonconformist pirate, with a smile on his face because he thinks they fear him. How can I break it to him that they find him lovable? No, bicarbonate of soda, no, not even... Quiet, you dogs, or I'll cast anchor in you. Are all the prisoners chained up so they can't fly away?
There was once a shoemaker who became poorer and poorer as the years went by. At last he had leather enough only for one pair of shoes. In the evening, he cut out the pattern, and then he went to sleep. The next morning, he took up a needle and thread, meaning to sew the shoes. But there they stood, neatly sewn and finished on his table. The shoemaker could not believe his eyes. Not a stitch was out of place, and the work was better than any he had ever seen. As he held the shoes marveling at them, a customer entered the shop. He was so pleased with the shoes that he paid far more than the ordinary price, and the shoemaker was able to buy leather for 2 pairs more. He cut them out in the evening, and the next morning prepared to begin work. But there was no need for it, because the shoes had already been made, and were as well stitched and handsome as the other pair. The first 2 customers who came into his shop bought them for a good price, and this time the shoemaker was able to buy leather enough for 4 pairs. Early the next morning, the 4 pairs of shoes were finished as before, and so it went. When the shoemaker cut out at night was finished in the morning, and customers were never lacking. Soon the shoemaker became a wealthy man. Always he wondered about the skill of the work, and one evening not long before Christmas, he said to his wife, "How would it be if we were to sit up tonight to see who has been helping us these many months?" She agreed at once, and so they did not go to bed, but lit a candle and hid themselves in a corner of the room. Just at midnight, 2 tiny little men came and sat down at the shoemaker's table. They wore no clothes and said not a single word, but immediately began to work. They stitched and hammered and sewed so neatly and quickly that the shoemaker was amazed. As soon as everything was finished and stood upon the table, they ran quickly away. "The little men have made us rich, and I think we ought to thank them," said the shoemaker's wife in the morning. "They ran about with nothing on, and must freeze with cold. Now I shall sew them tiny shirts and pants and coats, and knit them caps and socks, and you must make them each a pair of shoes." The shoemaker and his wife worked hard all day and had everything ready by evening. Then they hid themselves to see how the little men would receive their presents. At midnight, the two came back into the room and sat down at the table. But instead of the leather cut out and waiting, they found the wonderful little clothes. First the little men were surprised, and then they were delighted. They put on the shirts and pants, the coats and socks and caps, and they buckled the tiny shoes upon their feet. When they were done, they ran their hands up and down the pretty clothes and admired each other, singing, "Now that we're boys so fine and neat, why cobble more for others' feet?" They hopped and danced about the shoemaker's shop, leaping over chairs, tables, and then out the door. From this night on, the two little men came back no more, but the shoemaker continued to do well as long as he had lived, and had good luck in all he attempted. Thank you.
I have found her, she's an angel, with the dust of the stars in her eyes. We are dancing, we are flying, and she's taking me back to the skies. In the arms of my love I'm flying, over mountain and meadow and glen, and I like it so well that for all I can tell, I may never come down again. I may never come down to earth again.
Thank you.